What's going on? My name is Julian, aka Wellcaptured, Wellcrafted. I'm a DJ, photographer, anything visual and kind of auditory in that sense. I'm from Portland, Oregon, currently in Austin, Texas, and I'm a part of the Hubble Vision family.
What is it you do?
Oh shit, I don't know. Photography, I think, is kind of like the visual, I guess, like term for it. But I think in a lot of ways, I think more of it is kind of capturing like moments. So it's like the photography aspect or whatever I'm doing visually is kind of capturing the moment itself, whereas I think the music side of things is creating the moment. So I kind of curate music or sounds in that sense.
So what brought you here?
Shout out to swimming. I feel like swimming is really the primary reason I think that I'm in Texas. I went to Southwestern University in 2014, and that moment changed my life for the good and forever. And it was honestly just one of the things that I didn't even have control over. I think I was just meant to come back here, continuing to want to pursue a different thing. First it was swimming, and then I think coming here was pursuing creativity. I grew up in Portland, so I grew up in Southeast Portland. Went to school in kind of Northeast Portland. Grew up mostly with my dad's family, and we're all from Oregon, Washington.
What makes your space unique?
To be honest, I think that kind of has some new meaning to me now, just because I don't really feel like a lot of the spaces that I've been in have been unique in all those instances. I feel like being at this place or moving into this new home, I think I feel so much more invested in creating my space, making it my own, having the money to invest in the space, so it's not really having tons of limitations on like being comfortable filling it with things that are me. I feel like all the pieces that I kind of have in my room now, or I haven't been super pressed to like fill up my room really quick. It's been over time that I've been collecting just different pieces or parts of my life, whether it be pieces of art from friends or places that I've been, or even my own photos.
How does your space define your art or creativity?
For the longest time, I low-key believed that my space didn't really impact me that much. And I think now spending more time in my spaces, whether it be editing or just doing things creatively or collaborating with other people, I want my spaces to feel like very welcome for any individual. I love being able to host and have people in my space. I think people come in and they can see that it's mine, that it's a part of who I am.
What gravitated you towards your artistry?
Shit. Never really considered myself very much of a creative person. Large majority of my life, I think I was always naturally good and athletic. Those felt like two separate worlds almost, I never really identified nor really felt like I could step out into creativity in those ways. But I think I did have like a deep desire to express myself creatively. Like it's a big thing to like step out and own your creative work, and I don't think I was just there. Really what sparked that, I think, was honestly traveling. Being in a different place and also just away from my natural environment as far as like where I grew up, I started to just be thinking more, or just being an observer.
What would you say fuels your creativity?
Honestly, my relationships. It's largely the people around me, it's my environment, because I know I wouldn't be creating as often as I am. I know I wouldn't be growing as much as I am.
What helps in creating your music, photography?
A lot of brainstorming. I think it's a lot of understanding what a person's vision is. I think I pull my visual inspiration from is like feeling. From there, I think that's really where the visual aspect or inspiration comes from. Musically, a space. It's important to have space for both because that's just what creativity is, you know.
What would you say are the biggest influences on your creativity?
My closest friends. My dad, my brother, those people are very creative, and I think that they push me and want me to do my best, and having people around me that don't just tell me things are dope.
And what or who would you say is your dream collab?
Someone that I would love to work with visually, shit, that's really hard. I really like the artist Cleo Soul. She just carries a lot of like strength and just power in her music, and I would love an opportunity to kind of capture that. There's some specific artists that do a lot of mixed media art, and I can't remember their names. From a music standpoint, I really like Kaytranada, and I respect that dude a lot. Also, just all my friends. Oh yeah, that.
So, where are you right now on your journey?
Further than where I started, but very much at the beginning. I want the viewer to feel like it was an authentic interaction between me and that other person on the other side of the lens. Just being patient and capturing those moments. Music-wise, making people feel good, you know.
How does the world around you influence your work?
Like, my work is my surroundings, so everything is kind of connected in that sense, whether it be music or photos, listening or looking for those sources of inspiration.
How does space affect your imagination?
There are certain instances where I feel like I tend to think about space the most, or feel particularly small in this world. And I think that is when I tend to feel the most inspired by space. Like when I'm in nature or just isolated and away from the city.
How do you place yourself in this multiverse of time?
I'm trying to find a balance between knowing that I'm onto something and that I think I'm building out my visual or auditory identity. At the same time, I think I work really hard on trying to remain humble in that, and saying that there's so many other people that are working harder than me, or there are so many other people that are doing more than me, or have created more than me. And so I think that is, I try to place myself accordingly, while at the same time not devaluing my work, so that I do know my worth.
How would you describe yourself as a universe?
How I think about myself is just a universe of like diverse interests, in that I want to be able to do so many different things because I see it as different avenues of communication with other individuals. So we got an airplane coming right over us.
What's your worst fear?
Ultimately, I don't want to be stagnant as an artist ever, or as an individual, so photography, I think, is even more subjective, whether it be the topic that you're choosing to capture, or how you're choosing to capture. An element of kind of maybe why I choose film in some instances, because there's less opportunities to second guess yourself. Don't overthink too much, just focus on creating.
How do you deal with those times where you may fail or fall short as an artist?
Remove yourself from the situation emotionally, think a little bit objectively, take what lessons you can from the situation and move on to the next one. As cut and dry as that may sound or be, it's really like, what option do you have? And also the people around you are there to tell you like, nah, this is good. You only see, you're very critical of yourself. You're usually your harshest critics. That's why people around me are there to keep me also grounded in that aspect of things. That's really the goal, is just how do we work as a team to make the best possible thing that we can. So where do I intend to go is put more time, energy, love into my community, because I know that will always feed back to myself.
If there's any people, any organizations you want to give a shout out to, take this time to do that.
Obviously, whole Hub of Vision family. I feel like every creative I connect with, my family, my pops, my brother, Lucas, there's so many people that I can name off. Simon, that man, forever indebted, because I need y'all, straight up. Oh shit. I'm going with this one all day. Yo, shout out to Lindsay too. Also meant to shout out my co-pilot earlier, Astrolab. There he is. And yeah, love Hubble Vision. Too many more, for real.